All right, so this is basically how to add multiple controllers onto like single joints. So if you want to be able to use, let's say, a set-driven key as well as a um, onboard controller, just a normal FK controller, this is basically how to do it. This is for Aria. Okay, here we go. So I just did this crappy joint chain, just goes down. And pretending it's like a leg. So we're just gonna start up here and then make basically, I'll make maybe two if I have time, however long this video goes. It's got a 15 minute cap, so this is the best I can do. All right, so first things first, I need to make the FK controller and the, I need to make a bunch of different controllers that are gonna control basically the leg here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna make some nulls. So I'm just gonna do, with nothing selected, hit Control G, and you can see it makes a null. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and name this, there we go. I'm gonna name it, what are we gonna name this? We'll name it joint controller, okay, underscore null. All right, and then over here, I'm just going to snap it. All right, so hold V, the middle mouse button, click and snap it there. So that's that one. All right. Next, what I'm going to do is just do, I'm going to open up and go to Window, Hyperref Hierarchy, because these are going to be there's going to be a bunch of nulls, so it's going to get a little bit confusing as to what are what. So I'm just going to delete these ones here. Bear with me, the computer's going to be a little bit slow just because I'm trying to run both the this screen capture and the other stuff here, the Maya. Okay, so I got this guy here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to select him. Okay, and do just Control D to make a duplicate, and we're just going to call this we'll just call it joint controller. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to take this guy, plop it underneath there. Okay, so I got this one and this one. Then I'm just going to take the top one here, get in here, and I want to make this the same orientation as this, just like we normally do in FK controller. So I'm going to grab this, I'm going to shift select this, and I'm going to go to, let's see, constraint, and I'm going to go to orient, like the option box. Make sure maintain offset is off because I want it to flip, and hit add. Okay, so now what you'll notice is that this is in the same orientation as the joint, okay, that null is. And I'm just going to take this guy and delete it, and you can see that this one is zeroed. This one has the dirty values. That's why we have one that, as soon as it, come on. That's why this one is above it, okay? So what I'm going to do from there is actually just duplicate this a couple of times because I'm going to use the same thing just for a couple of them. So Control D, Control D. The idea is that basically this one's going to be the actual one that controls the joint, and then these two will be the ones that's the set-driven key and the FK, and both of these will bleed into this one which controls that one. Okay, so just to kind of get that out of the way, I'm just going to take this one and we're just going to call this one the we're going to call it SDK for set-driven key. No. Okay, then I'll take this one. Okay, apparently I named the one I didn't want to. Okay, this one here. Come on. Okay, so we're going to call it SDK for set-driven key, just as an abbreviation. SDK null, and then I'm just going to call this one the SDK underscore driver, because that's what's going to drive it. And then I'm going to take this last one, and we're going to just call this, come on, we're going to call this one the, and because I don't really have a name for it, I'm just going to call it like FK controller. FK controller 01. Okay, null, and then this one will just be called FK controller, FK controller 01 CRV, because it's oh, actually we'll say it's 01. Okay, that's actually going to get changed anyway. Actually don't need this one, so I'm going to go ahead and delete that. I'm going to go to create NURBS primitives, go to circle. Ugh, I hate that. Let's go to NURBS primitives. Come on. Turn the interactive creation off because that's lame. NURBS primitives. And I'm going to go circle again. It'll automatically make one. It should pop over. Okay, come on. Okay. Then V point snap. I'm just going to point snap it up here. And then you can just scale it and rotate it to how you want it to look. So I'm gonna say it should look like something like that. I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna drop it so it's parented to this, okay? But you'll see this still has those dirty values. So I'm just gonna do modify, freeze transformations, and it will inherit this, its parent node's orientation. So it's just like a normal FK controller. I'm just gonna go ahead and put FK controller 01 underscore CRV, okay? So that works fine. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we have to kind of hook some of this up, okay? So actually on this one here, because this is a set driven key, I'm just gonna go ahead and make set driven key real quick. So animate, where are you? Set driven key and set, and I'm just gonna make a couple things. So okay, this will be the driver. So we'll take that, we'll make that load driver, okay? And then this is what's being driven. So I didn't make any attributes for this. Okay, gotta make an attribute. Okay, edit, where are you? Add attribute, and we're just gonna say rotate X, we'll call it, okay? And then we'll hit minimum of 0, positive of 10, and then we'll hit OK. Okay, so let's load driver again. Okay, so we're gonna rotate X, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and put that on this rotate X here, and at 0, it looks like that. I'm gonna take this one, and I'm gonna make it 10, and then take this one, and I will rotate it upwards, hit key. You know how to make set driven key, I just gotta do this real quick. Then I'll take this one, and we will rotate it. Oh, sorry, not that one. We'll take this, and I'll make it -10. Did I go to 0? Oh, maybe I only set it to 0. Okay, well that's fine. Close. So now you'll notice if I take this and I go like this, it will just make this rotate. I made Z's. Okay, but you get the idea. Okay, so that just put the set driven key controller on top of this controller, so that it's just that way it's all on the same thing. But you can set it up to anything. Okay, let's just set this back to 0. All right. Okay, so I got the FK controller, I got what's going to be the set driven key, and I just used, like I said, an empty null group for that. Well, let's go ahead and 0 that out. Oh, whoops. You know what? I think I set that up wrong. Hang on a second. Animate, set driven key, set. I think I set it to the wrong. That's load driver, load driven, and it should have been rotate X, and it should have been rotate X. Oh, I know why, because I was rotating on the Z. Okay, so let's go ahead and key it like that. Take this guy, sorry. Even though it says rotate X, I'm going to do Z because I don't really, just so you can see it. And then I'll go on this one, and we will rotate this down, and then I'll hit key. Okay, nothing new there. You already know how to do that. I just kind of screwed it up because I did the wrong thing. Okay, sorry, I'm kind of winging it here, obviously. All right, so I got that kind of going on there. That should be all fine and dandy. Now what I'm going to do is actually hook this up. So they have this new thing on here that's pretty cool. It's called the node editor. I've used it never, but it seems pretty cool. I just haven't done a lot of. I usually do things through a different way. Actually, before we do that, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and hook up my this thing to directly connect this. Okay, so I'm just going to use a direct connection. So I'm just going to go Window, General Editors, Connection Editor. And I'm going to go from the joint controller. So I'm going to reload left, okay? Because this is the thing that's going to physically control it, and everything else bleeds into this guy. It's like a buffer. And then I'm going to grab this one, reload right. And I'm going to go from this one's, because I'm just doing it for rotate, from this thing's rotate to, it should be alphabetical. Where are you? There it is. So this one's rotate, okay? So now, let me just close out of that. So now when this thing rotates, you'll see it rotates that one, okay? But like I said before, it's got to be on the same plane, so that's why I put this thing above it. Beautiful. Okay, so that's the thing that's actually going to control it. All right, now we're going to use that new editor. So go to Window, and you'll see something called Node Editor. All right, so here's the joint controller, and this is what I actually got to bleed into, because this is already controlling the joints over here. I didn't load it up. I actually need to load in my these guys too. So I'm gonna take not that one. That one's already in there. Come on, come on, come on. It's having a hard time. Aye. There it goes. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna take this guy. Take both. I need both of these guys in there as well. And let's see. I'm just gonna make sure I grab the other thing too, just in case. Come on, come on, come on. So slow. Just gotta wait for it to hopefully kick in. All right, and this one. All right, and I'm just gonna hit this little button here just so it loads them both in, which isn't exactly what I wanted. So let's Control Z that. Okay, well that didn't work anyway. All right, so the only thing I really care about is it. Hang on a second. View, bookmarks, display. What's this one? That's like, yeah, see, that's what I needed was add nodes to graph. I did something else. Hang on a second. So grab all three of those. And I need to grab that window again, which I don't know where it went. So window, node editor, come back up. Okay, and I want to just add those through. Okay, apparently I grabbed more nodes than I thought. All right, so joint controller. Okay, this is the one it's going to go into. FK controller. So this is the shape node. We don't need that one. So basically, I need the transform node of this controller curve, and I need the this null here. Okay, so these are both got to go into this, but in order for them both to go into it, I need to make a new node. So if you just actually, I think you got to hit tab. So why didn't this one hit tab, and it'll see a little window come up, and then you want to write plus, and see how it says plus minus average node. That's the one I want. Click on that, and I'm just gonna make this bigger so I can. Okay. And basically, I'm gonna need two of these, so I'm gonna go ahead and just do Control D. Oh, actually, no, I don't need two of them, sorry. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take this guy, and I'm going to click on this little thing here. It'll give me a bunch of options. I'm going for my rotate, so rotate, and then go into here, and then it says input 3D, okay? It automatically makes this, let's get this guy out here. It automatically makes this conversion thing. I don't know. It works fine. I mean, it's just it's got to be converted before it goes over there. So then again from rotate, and then come on, rotate, and then click here and input, and then I'm going to go to the second one. Okay. All right, and then it puts in the unit conversions there. Okay, and then this is going to go into I need to go output 3D because we went input 3D, so output 3D into this guy, and it's going to be its rotate. Okay. And now that's all good and dandy, but while I have this plus minus average, I go to the attribute editor, and I need to switch its, okay, those operations already on sum, so that's fine. Okay, so now it's on sum. That should be it, I think. Well, we need a, okay, exit out. All right, let's just go ahead and I'm just gonna, we'll exit out of that for a second, and we'll exit, I have two of them. Okay, so now if I were to take this and rotate it, it will rotate it, okay, you can see. And then watch, if I actually go to that attribute, this will also work, okay? So they both work on top of each other, which is great. All right, so the only other issue with this then is this. I need to actually fit this into some sort of hierarchy in order to make this, like, so it's all underneath one node. I'm just going to check something real quick to see where I am at time, and then I'll be right. All right, so I got like a minute and a half, so I'm going to run through this. Okay, so window, hypergraph hierarchy. All right, so to do that, I would take, I'm trying to think the best way of going about doing this. Grab all of these together. Let me see. All right, so I just made a big curve because there needs to be something above this to parent everything to. So just mind you, I actually never do it this way. I usually create 3 joint chains, and then, but it's a little more confusing. So I'm trying to do something a little bit different that I think is a little bit simpler, even though it seems complicated. So basically what I would do is this. I would take all 3 of these and just do Control G, group them together, just call it like, you know, leg controller 01 underscore DRB. Okay. And then I would take that and just put that above so that when this moves, the other ones move with it. Obviously this would also be parented to it. So this would all move with it, and then you can use this to still do your controls and all that other business, okay? And then all you would do is that for the next one that you go down the line here, see, even the undos, I have to do it like a couple times. Okay. The next one that goes down here, what you'd want to do is just take that one and you would group them together and parent it to this